The new survivor is here. Let's begin. Last week we got a lot of stuff in the store. We got Mad Eye's one skin Measurer added to the store, and we also got Prisoner's Ivory Tower skin Eccentric added to the store. Both really nice skins. I must say I really do like the one skin. They also added a small special package to the store that would let you then get some spyglasses, I'd assume, so you could spend them in the spyglass store, because in the spyglass store they added new dishes such as the roast beef with pudding, truffle cake, and the generic orange juice. Really nice, I must say. In the collection store, they added 5 new furniture collection pieces available for a limited time. So this is kind of fancy. Of course, these are all only available for echoes in the collection store though. So you can't really buy anything if you have any fragments or anything like that. In the intimacy store, that is the friendship store if you want to call it like that, they added a new type of interactive emote, or interactive action as they call it, called Give Me 5. That literally is just high five. So before you only had the one for Gardener and Hellember, and you had the one for Patient and Psychologist. Now there's a generic one for all survivors to be able to high-five each other. They added a fireworks celebration event where you could obtain clues and fragments and stuff like that by using fireworks in a special mode where it was only available between a certain period of time. They did some adjustments to the Orfeo's game mode, so they changed it so the default discussion duration is now 90 seconds, 60 seconds is in the last word and the golden scepter part of those modes. They adjusted some of the visuals, they added microphone icons and background sound effects. They added a new voice changer option to mobile clients, so now you'll be able to change your voice. I don't really know what that looks like, and I'm not really sure what options you have. That's kind of cool for people who do want to chat but don't want people to hear their real voices. Very cool. They added interface improvements and quick message improvements, and they finally added some automatic translation chat support. So now if you're not really a native speaker, you can use it to understand what other people are talking about in their own languages. They made some room adjustments as well, where they made it so that there are now room fireworks launching functions. So this means that if you have lots of fireworks in your room and you want to set them off all at once, instead of having to go one by one setting them all off, you can actually select which ones you want to kind of put into a group and launch them all together. It's kind of a nice little function. I wish they would do things like this more often. Maybe they could make it look a little bit nicer, but overall it looks pretty good. They added some more custom camera angles in the room. They also added a block list improvement option, so now anyone that you block won't be able to come into your room either through the visiting function. They improved the judgment of hunters being hit by pallets slightly. I'm not really sure how much this affected anything, but it does feel like recently hunters have been hit by pallets a little bit out of the blue. I did play on streams since then, and it still feels like I get hit by pallets that don't seem to be anywhere near me. They made quite a lot of battle point adjustments now, so it seems like you'll be getting a lot less points or more points depending on certain things. Points and stuff are more balanced, so people get points when they do stuff and not when they don't do stuff like that. And something that was really good that they added is they added voice chat to PC. So that's really good news for PC players. I already told you guys last week that I was a little bit angry that they hadn't added it to PC players. It is still very buggy. The audio is not very clear and not very good, and most people are still not using it, but overall it's not too bad. What can we expect this week? Well, first of all, I wasn't really expecting all of this stuff to come out last week. They did of course tell us a couple of things that were coming out, but they just dumped tons of new content that they didn't announce to us last week. So we couldn't expect maybe quite a lot of stuff this week, or maybe not very much at all, because what we do know is we're getting the final push event, as we are now just under 2 weeks away from season 26 and also version 2.0 of Identity 5. This means that after this update we'll get a 20% boost in all of the logic points and also the limit of logic points that you get every week, so you can kind of grind all of those dice out for the next season. And on the 16th of April, that I believe is during the weekend, we'll be getting Wax Artist's character day. I think it's going to be his first character day if I remember correctly. Let's get in to talk about some of the leaks, some rumors, and what NetEase has revealed to us, because we've got a lot coming from the future. Some of this stuff could possibly coming out this week, some of it could not. A lot of it is definitely going to be coming out with the new season though. First thing that we got revealed to us was the Hermit BTS skin for COA 6 that's called Technical Advisor. This skin might not be available to anyone unless you bought tickets to COA 6. I'm a bit unsure, as some people have said that it might come to global global, it might not come to global at all. It's possible that it's only for those who bought tickets. That would be a nice reward to them, but hopefully this skin, even though it is just a simple B tier, it just come to global into the store or something like that. That would be nice. We have a better look now at Embalmer's Truth and Inference skin. That is the offline package that you'll be able to get. We got to see some of the rewards that you'll get from the package. It's all in Chinese though, so you guys can look at it. I'm putting it on the screen right now. The skin looks really nice and the accessory looks very, very fancy. They usually do very well overall with their skins. And of course, we've seen the animation for Embalmer as well for this Truth and Inference story. We've also had a look when we're getting the Kamaty moon, also known as the Mitsushi Kamaty crossover, that's kind of coming part 2 soon. We know it's coming on April 27th. It should be 1 week after the new season begins, with the skin for Soul Weaver and also the skin for Mercenary that look really, really fantastic. I'm surprised they're dropping it so soon. It looks really cool. And we'll also get to see what kind of rewards we'll be getting as passive rewards, you know, from the event, and if there are going to be any store items, for example, like a new furniture piece, or if you'll get that as a reward for buying one of these skins. Hopefully it's a cool Soul Weaver kind of statue or something like that. I'd love to see that. Let's talk a little bit about Season 26, because we've got quite a lot that's been revealed to us. Season 26's Logic Path skin has been revealed, and it's of course, we mentioned before in rumors that it was going to be for Embalmer. This skin is a bit of a weird one. I'm not sure that a lot of people are going to like it. I personally think it's very unique looking and very cool indeed with the smoky effect. It seems to be like a Baron themed skin. We also see that his accessory, that is only a B tier accessory as they are with every Logic Path, is a wheat accessory that I don't think looks that special. It looks more like a really, really low tier B tier accessory instead of a nice B tier accessory. And of course, we get to see the portrait and portrait frame along with that. They also revealed the rank accessory rewards that we'll be getting with Season 26. We already knew that the S tier was going to be for Wax Artist and the A tiers were going to be for Professor and for Wildling. Now we know what they look like. So we've got a ice and like a white hand holding each other for the accessory for Wax Artist. And as far as we know, this is supposed to be a carry animation for Wax Artist. Very curious to see what they do. I hope that they actually put some work into this one instead of it just being him dragging them across the floor. I'd like to see what they do with his wax effects. I really can't think of anything myself. Professor's A tier is a puffer fish, and it essentially is just a puffer fish in a bowl. It looks kind of cool. I'm really looking forward to seeing Professor's shield become maybe like a spiky puffer fish effect. I'm not sure. And we also got to see that Wildling's one is like a train stoplight on a pole. Very kind of interesting, and it kind of projects a red train. So maybe when he uses his dash ability to slam into the hunter, there'll be like a red ghost train around him. I'm not really sure, but I'm hoping that is the case. Of course, with Season 26, we'll be getting this new Ashes of Memory story event. Similar to the one that we got essentially like over a year ago, kind of a long time now. There was the Time of Reunion event. We've had a better look at which characters are going to be involved in this story as far as we can tell from the poster. We can see journalist, of course, in the center. We see novelist as well, and also entomologist and composer. Of course, we already knew that entomologist was going to be involved, as we saw in the original trailer videos that they put for the Time of Reunion that she was going to be involved. But a lot of people are confused why Prospect is not here and why Composer has taken their place. People are suggesting that this could be because Prospector is going to be the hunter in this storyline at least, so this is why he's not here, because he is the villain, and then Entomologist might be doing it in part 2 because we are getting a part 2 of the Ashes of Memory event, and that's coming closer to the summer, where they'll be introducing a lot more characters as far as they've told us. But yeah, it's interesting to see that Composer is involved in this, as he didn't seem to be connected to the main storyline at all as far as I could tell. They've also shown us what the new UI will look like in English, because we've seen it already in the video that they released. I think it was around November of last year. We saw that they revealed how the UI would look in Chinese. Now we know what it looks like in English, and it does look very cool on this very fancy desk. And we also got to see what the new Survivor journalist's abilities are going to be, and they are very interesting. As of right this second, they are in the test server. I haven't had a go with them yet. I haven't even seen any videos on it yet, although I know that some people have been releasing videos. I'm debating whether I'll be streaming it before my usual Thursday stream so you guys can see some content on it beforehand, because that's a long way away. Very interesting for NetEase to release content on Mondays. Usually they release the test server stuff closer to Thursdays, so that's interesting. So the new Survivor journalist has 2 abilities. Her main thing is that she has a camera. The first ability is containing. With this ability, you can create an illusion that will head to the closest pallet to it. When the hunter is near a pallet, then the illusion will pull that pallet down. essentially trying to pallet stun, as I understand. If the pallet is dropped already, it will disappear before it can drop it itself. The hunter will then take 20% longer to break any pallets dropped by the illusion, so that's quite a lot longer. The illusion will also disappear 50% faster when the journalist and this illusion are at a greater distance than 12 meters. The second ability for the camera is called Rescuing Angle. When at less than 30 meters away from the journalist and there is a survivor on the chair, the illusion will attempt to rescue from that chair, but it will disappear, of course, if they are rescued before it can get there. If the illusion is within 20 meters of the hunter, they'll be able to see the outline. I'm assuming only if they're going towards the rescue. You can create the illusion in front of you, or you can press and hold the illusion and place it wherever you want to. I'd assume similar to like violinist note or something like that. I'm not really sure what the range will be on this. That means that you'll be able to kind of set it to go around a corner while you go around the other corner. That's very curious in my opinion. One of her traits or passive abilities is called Surveying Angle. The illusion moves at the same speed as a normal survivor and can take one normal attack, not giving presence. So I understand it's going to be essentially the same as a magician illusion. They are called the exact same thing, illusion and illusion, so maybe they'll have the same interactions as normal magician illusions have. If either journalist or the illusion are hit, both of them will gain a speed boost. So if the journalist is hit, then the illusion will get a speed boost. If the illusion is hit, then journalist will get a speed boost. The journalist gets 1 extra second of speed boost than the illusion would though. Tide Turner will also be equipped to the illusion if the survivor is taking Tide Turner with them, so they will both have Tide Turner. That's a really good thumbs up there. When within 8 meters of each other, the journalist will get an 8% movement speed and the illusion will get a 5% movement speed. Her other passive trait is the Investigate Reporting trait, where her decoding speed is reduced by 10%. Whenever the illusion is knocked down, her decoding speed is also reduced by an extra 3%, maximum up to 9%. So essentially she can be a minus 19% survivor in total. That is a bit interesting. In my personal opinion, she doesn't seem to be the most strong survivor in the world. She does guarantee rescues against some hunters that are very good at camping, and definitely is going to be interesting against some of the meta hunters, but I don't think that she's absolutely broken like some survivors we've already talked about, but we've yet to see and I've yet to play with her myself, and I'm looking forward to seeing how she interacts with the meta. As the meta is currently mercenary and stuff like that, do you think that she will replace mercenary? Tell me down in the comments below. And with all of this new content that's coming out with Identity 5, you might start to forget some of the stuff that existed in the beta of the game. Then you need to really check out this playlist that's on the screen right now.